did you? You didn't stop and think about how much money how much money I have to pay, or how long I've worked for my money. Did you? I'm 78 years old.
I'm very sorry about it, sir. I'm very, very sorry about it.
Thought about yourself, son.
I'm very sorry about it, sir. I'm very, very sorry about it.
I hope you are. How would you feel? How would you feel if this happened to your parents, huh?
I'm really feeling bad.
What if you got a call from your parents and they said, "Son, somebody stole thousands of dollars from me and I can't get it back"? Huh?
Please give me that details to me, sir. Whatever the rest.
I want to be very clear. If you want to put it on speakerphone, you can, so everyone in the room can hear. There's like 3 or 4 of you, huh?
Yes, I can put the speaker.
Go ahead.
You can tell me.
Go ahead.
Sir, now please give it to me, the rest of the card which you have. Please, I need that money, sir. Please, I need that money.
I'm gonna make it very clear. I'm gonna make it very clear to you. This is all you need to hear.
My name is Mark, and I am the criminal. Please beat me a chess.
You lost. You're not getting anything.
What do you?
Except maybe a lesson.
What do you have?
I'm not giving you anything. You're getting nothing.
What do you have with that video? What do you have with that video? What do you want with that video?
Well, now I've just got proof that you lost. That's it.
So what do you want with that video?
Maybe you'll think twice about trying to take advantage of some old woman or some old man, huh? Maybe you'll talk to your parents or talk to somebody about getting some help. Instead of trying to ruin someone else's life to make yours better. Huh? I hope you think long and hard about what happened today, son, because you're lost.
So what? You just tell me, what do you want?
Need to grow
what
up.
Do you want with that video?
You boys need to think about what you're doing, because you have no business. No business doing what you're doing. Good luck. I hope you find a way to better people's lives, instead of ruining them.
No, you just tell me, what do you want with that video?
I think they're actually scared about the video.
Hello? Who's this?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Looks like I won, huh? Checkmate. Game over.
Yes, you won.
Game over.
Yes, you won.
How does it? I hope it feels. I hope you know what it feels like, even just a little bit. Take the feeling that you're feeling right now, where you lost and you got manipulated and you wasted half of your afternoon, and multiply that times 100.
You can't do anything. No one can catch me. I am from Pakistan. You know.
I'm not trying to catch you. I'm not trying to catch you.
So what do you want with that video? What do you want?
I'm not the one who's gonna catch you. It's the police are the ones that are gonna put you guys in prison. I'm just an old woman. My husband doesn't even know what's going on. You scared him to death. He thought you were gonna take all of his money.
You don't do anything. You don't do anything. Right? You're not able to do anything.
I got you. I figured it out when I talked to my bank. You know what they told me? They said nobody ever did anything with your money. They told me it was all fake. It was all a lie.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you told me that too. You told me you were a liar.
Yes, I'm a liar. Now, you just shut down the computer. You can use your computer. Now, nice talking to you, madam.
Of course I can use
Right.
the computer. What, you think you had
Yes,
control
you
of it?
can. Yes, I already control. I
Oh, you
always
little
control
boy.
the computer, madam. If you want, then I give you the. If you want, then I give you the full control. But
You little
I'm not
boy.
going to control your computer. You can use your computer. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All
You
right.
sweet
Bye.
summer child. You sweet summer child. Hey, where are you really located? You want to tell me, or are you too afraid?
Florida.
Florida. Well, we'll see if there's any data on that video, huh? We'll see.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave him with that. You guys are saying reveal. I mean, that's enough of a reveal as anything else to be like, here's the thing. If I say like, oh, look, I was streaming this the whole time, if anything, that might just make him feel better. He'll be like, oh, okay, this whole thing was like fake. It was a setup or whatever. Like, they were just messing with me. Whereas right now he might think, although hopefully I didn't mess it up too much. Right now they might think that I was actually a 70-year-old woman who figured it out when I talked to the bank. And, you know, I don't know if they're actually going to think about anything that they do, but like at the end of the day, we got 4+ hours out of them. We flipped the tables from them feeling like they have control over someone, and who knows, maybe next time they won't, maybe they won't feel like it's as easy to just control some old person. It puts a little bit of power back in their hands. So the next time, if there's a next time, probably will be, if they try to scam someone, maybe in the back of their mind they're going to be thinking like, gosh, is this real? Gosh, are we gonna, is this actually happening? It's like living rent free, you know? Anyway, you guys got to see it too. So I enjoyed it. It felt like I don't know, like a movie. I don't know how to explain it. But you guys got to see it. Obviously I don't know how many people are here, but there's chat's moving pretty quick. So a whole bunch of you got to see some of the tactics. This was a little bit different than some of the videos that we do, because they don't always try to get that manipulative. But if anything, I guess use it as some inspiration to think about how to make sure that you don't get caught up in something like this. Always be willing to ask questions. Don't be afraid to hang up the phone. Talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents about some of this stuff, just so they might be prepared. And yeah, I hope you had some fun. despite there being some pretty messed up circumstances and some people that are willing to do stuff like that out in the world, I hope that we were able to kind of laugh at it a little bit. Telling him someone else is claiming the money.
Okay.
With FedEx. Come back home.
Okay, you want me to come
And
back
call me
home?
back.
Okay.
Come back home and call me back.
Okay. Okay. I did good, right? Do you still want me?
So, I love that. Oh my god. He knows what awaits him. He knows what's in store. Because he's spent, I think, 8 hours of time. Actually, let me check. I think we added it up earlier. Oh, yeah, David has spent 10 hours, 19 minutes, and 52 seconds. Without, not, what is that sound? Did you hear that? Like, okay, I'll figure it out in a minute. I wish I knew what I did, though. Oh, you know? I think I know. You know? Wow, there it is. Okay. It should be perfect now. This is what we needed. Now do you know the difference? Now can you tell? Now do you hear this soothing voice? I had it. Okay, I'll tell you later. Yeah, I selected the wrong option for something. Oof. There we go. What was I talking about? Whatever. David has 4 different receipts now, and he's spent a long time on this platform, over 10 hours without me. Yeah. POV, you drank garden elixir. No, I did not. Anyway, David's not gonna have a good time. But that's fun for us. I wonder how quickly I wonder if he'll even bother going on here, or what he's gonna say. I'll be like, no, ma'am, God, please don't do this. He'll probably just tell me to go call and get the money back out, because I told him I got the money back out of the other receipts. But then I'll be like, no, the FBI needed this money. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. The FBI needs it overnight. Oh, and I can tell him I mailed it too. Although,
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, this is David once again, and thank you so much for receiving my phone.
I'm sorry, I left my car keys in the car park. Who is this?
This is David.
David who? H-O...
David.
W-H-O Megalo? Oh, David. God, David. Okay, I just texted you. I'm on my lunch break.
Why don't you save my phone number on your phone? Because whenever I call you,
was mad at you. I was mad at you when I deleted you out of my phone at one point.
Okay. When you come back home, because
but then when I talked to your father,
95%.
I did save your father's phone number. But that's sorry. Never mind. I didn't say that. Pretend I didn't say that. So.
Okay. When you're gonna come back home, I need your computer for 10 minutes and solve this matter.
I need to speak with the FBI. Can you please get me in touch with the officers? Because this is freaking me out. I mean, I need to know if they got the money or not. That's so much money.
Ma'am, they did not got the money. I told you.
It's so much money, David. I don't even think. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be. Listen, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to. Don't take this the wrong way. But have you ever gone to the bank and taken out $20,000 in cash and put each one of them into a Bitcoin ATM, bill by bill? Do you know how long that takes? I have blisters on my fingers.
I understand. Listen to me.
And now you're telling me that the FBI doesn't have the money, and I could still have. I could spend the rest of my life in prison with Trump. I could spend the rest of my life in prison.
Listen to me. No. Listen to me. What you can do, you can come back home, give me a call, and we can solve this matter in 10 minutes. If I can solve this matter because I know what I need to do
at my house right now? Should I go? Are you saying the FBI is at my house?
No.
Because I'll go home.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on, let me see if I can get off work. Hold on one second.
Hey,
Sharon? Is Cheryl there? Yeah. No, I'm saying is Cheryl. Boss, Sharon. Yeah, I need to take off work the rest of the day. The FBI's at my house.
Oh, nobody's in your house.
Well, will you cover for me at least? Just tell her the FBI's at my house. I got to deal with something. I have a meeting in 30 minutes, okay? In 30 minutes, they're going to be calling in, and I need you to cover for me. What do you mean you can't cover for me? Oh, God. Sharon, you literally... Don't walk away from me! Oh, God. You know what? I can't go, right? I can't go home right now. Can you stall for me? Can you tell the FBI I got something at work? Unless, because I got someone coming in.
When you come back home,
I got someone.
At what time
I've got
you will be
appointments
there?
the rest of the day. I don't know if you know this. I'm a doctor.
No. When you will come back home, give
David,
me the time.
I'm a doctor. I have I'm a psychiatrist. I do. People come in. I do relationship counseling, coaching, that kind of thing. You know.
Okay. When you will come back home, give me the exact time.
I got appointments the rest of the day.
Come back.
Did you go to college?
9 o'clock you will be back home?
What level of education do you have, David? What's your IQ?
Oh my goodness. You don't understand me. Anytime, whenever I call you.
No, I just don't listen.
Oh my God.
That's what I do as a doctor. Some doctors are great.
Give me the time. I need your computer. I need you to sit nearby the computer for 10 minutes. And we want to disconnect.
Sir? Can you please tell me what level of education do you have? Did you go to school beyond high school?
Yes.
Okay. Did you take any psychology classes or philosophy?
No. I didn't do that.
Oh, dang.
Ma'am.
What about biology?
That is not the part.
Do you know how to Google things? Or use Facebook?
Yes. Yes.
Could you cover for me? Can you cover for my appointment? If I tell my client to do a call with my intern or something so I can go to the house, can you cover because I got to go.
Oh my goodness.
Can you cover for me?
Give me the time. You complete your appointment. Give me the time. At what time you will be in the home. So I can call you back at the same time.
All right, let me see what time I'm going to be home today. Okay, so I got an appointment at 7.
Can you able to provide me your American ID? Can you able to provide me your American ID because they want to move that way?
Okay, so at 7 I have my last appointment, and then I've got a bar mitzvah after that. So...
No. They need your American ID and password. They need your American ID.
I have that at my house. I don't even know it. I have it at my house written down. I can go to my house. I need someone to cover for me. Stupid Sharon.
Listen to me.
Yeah,
Listen
Sharon.
to me. You can send me.
No, because if my boss
me the American ID and password. You can
finds
share me the American ID and password.
I don't have it.
Home. Just
I don't have it. I don't know it.
You said you have it in your house.
Yeah.
When you come back home, you can send me.
Okay, so I'll be home sometime tonight, maybe 10, 11 o'clock?
Send me. You can send me the KRK user ID and password.
Wait, so the FBI doesn't care if...
They will handle it.
Oh, God, okay, actually, can you do me one favor, please? Can you do me one favor? Hold on one second.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm freezing here. I was just gonna force him into talking to one of my clients, but I realized he's listened to some of my characters on the call. I'm trying to figure out, like, wait, which character can I be? Because okay.
Okay, David, my intern, are you there? You still on the line?
Yes.
David? Okay, David. I want you to meet a very special person near and dear to my heart. He's 89 years old and he's an absolute sweetheart. Are you there? Are you there?
I'm here.
Hey,
I'm here.
I might have pressed the wrong button. Hold on.
I'm here. Hi, Billy.
Okay, all right. Now, sir, are you there? Jeff, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Jeff, this is my intern. He's been studying under me for, what was it, 7 years now? David, I want to say 7 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a sweetheart. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a medical degree because his IQ, he's not quite there yet. But he is very, he's learned a lot from me.
Okay.
And he's very capable of working through some of this stuff that you and I have been talking to. I have a very important thing. I got to run home, okay?
I just don't understand it.
And give me the user ID and
And so
password of
David
your
is going to go just talk to him a little bit about what you've been working on this week. David will make some notes. He'll give you some tips, and I will be back to finish up soon, okay? All right. Stay on the line.
I need a Kirkin password. I need a
What was
Kirkin
his
ID and
name
password.
again?
David. My name is David. How are you doing?
Hi, David. How are you?
I am fine.
How long have you been working with the doc? The two-time?
Yes.
You know, when I first met her, I didn't quite like her because she talks so much. But sometimes I like it when she talks, if I'm honest.
She talks too much.
Yeah, but when she talks, then I don't have to talk. Anyway,
Exactly.
I've been working on some of the lessons that she's been having me go over. Do you want to hear it, or are you familiar with her 7-step process? I assume? Hello? Doctor? Doctor, are you there? Doctor? Doctor, are you there? Hello?
Yes.
This is not very professional. I have an appointment for this, and I pay a lot of money. Hello?
How much money did you pay? How much money
David.
did you pay?
I just thought I lied. Maybe it was my phone. How much? What'd you say?
How much money did you pay for?
Well, I think insurance covers.
For appointment.
Insurance covers none of it. I want to say it's $700.
Okay. No problem. So what's your phone number?
What was that?
And what's your phone number?
Okay, you need my phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. You ready? It's 2 1 7
It's 2.
Uh-huh. 4
bank account.
Say that one more time, sir.
In which bank you have a bank account?
Well, I mean, I got a couple different banks. What does this have to do with my appointment, though? I thought we were going to be going over some of those. No, last month we had a breakthrough. You know that? When she had me pick up those dog toys at my neighbor's yard, it was like all the memories came back. Because I had a concussion, and I suffered from a some memory loss. But now I remember I have a dog. Are you there, Doc? Hello?
What a scumbag. What a just... One of the... Hi, could I please have your phone number and know how much money is in your bank? Kind of. I wonder if he's gonna call me.
Hello, wonderful person. This is Anton, and
I'll be traveling
around.
around.
We've talked about 3i Atlas once again. We do have some updates, and
Around the world to test the worst 1-star gym reviews, with the only rule being that I have to leave a 5-star review and I can't lie. Starting in Washington, D.C. We're in America! I love you, Renee. Love you too. All right, wish me luck out there, okay? All right. Whatever you do not give this gym your money. If you flush your money down the toilet or lit your money on fire, I'm confident you would regret it less. What's said about this gym right here? For some reason, this is the one gym in this area that is terrible and has horrible reviews. Gym allows old men to harass women there openly without any repercussions. That's gross. If anyone tries to protect the girls, they get banned from the gym for life. They are protecting creeps. Better to find another place to work out. Well, I'm gonna find out the truth. First gym on the list is none other than Equinox Sports Club. I know what you're thinking, Equinox is luxury, but what you're about to see says otherwise. Equinox Sports Club, I'm watching you. To get to this gym, you have to go through this creepy underground garage. That's part of a 5-star hotel. It's under a Ritz-Carlton. Next up is a day pass. This should be nice and easy. There's no way to get a day pass. Are there week passes?
There's no kind of guest passes unless you're like friends with a member, then day pass.
I don't take the whole no day pass thing very well. So as I made my way out ready to break the first rule of this video and leave a 1-star review, I convinced a member to be his friend and bring me in as his guest. They don't do day passes. They said unless you're friends with a member. Would I be able to be your friend? Kelvin? Yeah. We've been friends since the 5th grade, okay? I'll cover us, okay? And thanks to Kelvin here, we made it through. Thank you. We have made it into the gym. My question is this just a gym full of rich, snobby people that are leaving 1-star reviews? Or is the luxury Equinox actually 1-star? First thing I'm gonna test is Vanessa's review. Vanessa stated that there was a ton of unsafe, broken equipment, so I investigated. And to my surprise, well, Vanessa, just an update, they either fixed your broken machine or it was never broken in the first place and you're just angry. The machine works. I don't understand why this would be a 1-star gym. So I decided to ask a member what he thinks is wrong with this gym. There's a ton of 1-star reviews about this place.
Sometimes I walk out here, it just smells like a...
Wait.
Out of nowhere.
Actual.
Yeah.
Yo, because I walked past the bathroom just before. Oh, the bathroom, you smelled that shit? I walked right by the bathroom, that smelled bad. What should I look out for?
The room's nasty. The common bathroom smells like ass. For like 8 months straight, the equipment was like broken, poorly maintained. The staff's a little rude sometimes.
Why do you continue to come back?
I'm not even joking, I'm gonna quit like after I'm done.
You're kidding.
I swear to God, yeah.
All the 1-star reviews were starting to make sense. Good luck quitting. It's dirty, it's dirty. Should I smell it and make sure it's dirty? Dude, I would never do something like that. Vanessa also said that there's a ton of broken equipment, so let's put all the pieces to test, literally all of them, and see if we can find any. I tested and tested so many more things when finally...
Is this broken? This is broken. Oh my God, I'm not kidding. That is literally unstable.
As we speak about this being broken, they're also maintaining other things literally right now.
Do a lot of machines need maintenance here?
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Oh, a little bad.
Smells bad, right?
Yeah.
So there's this myth, I don't know if it's true or not, but a couple years ago they said that there was an old man who would repeatedly poop himself in the steam and sauna. But
oh my God.
Yeah,
And if there's one person to get to the bottom of this, it's me. Just out here showing that it's a working sauna. What do you think about this gym? Do you like it?
I like it, also because it has a pool and I like to swim.
Okay. The steam room works. All right, take care. I'm not gonna lie, kinda smelled like buns in there. All the sinks do work.
So there's a fair amount of 1 stars for this establishment. Why do you think that is?
I honestly have no idea. Like,
No
it's
idea.
really crazy to me.
Because they say that the staff is not friendly, yet here you are.
I mean, I don't really know why that would be.
Do you think people are just angry?
I would guess so, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I really don't know why there's 1 stars. Like, maybe not everyone's a 5-star, but like 1's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's like bad.
That's crazy. Jacob is a great guy. Appreciate you, Jacob. So far, the staff seems great, but I need some more perspectives to get to the bottom of this. Have you ever dealt with anybody creepy here?
Several.
Oh, whoa!
Do not join. The gym is very impressive and exciting for the first few months until you come to expect several things on a day-to-day basis that makes it not even close to worth the exorbitant price.
If I look behind me and I see some old dude just kind of like skeeving, and I'm like, not sure what your retirement plan is, but I can put it into action right now if you need me to.
Do you think Chris is right here? Been going here for a while.
Price is a little high.
Is it worth it? What do? Do you tell someone?
Usually at first my face is the active deterrent.
Yes.
Okay, that's a yes.
It's worth it. I think it's worth it.
Can I see like the hatred face? Like an RBA. Oh God. I would literally run. He's still doing it, bro. Busted. The review.
Yeah.
Chris says, trainers will be in your way and always treat you like you are a hassle to them.
Naturally, I searched for a trainer to test this review. And what happened next was shocking.
Is this just like the trainer area? Anyone can use it? Okay, down there is good? Okay, sick. What's your name? Jacob, good to meet you, man. Appreciate it. I'm Jesse.
Jesse, nice
yeah,
to meet you.
hell yeah, man.
I'm Jake.
This is Robbie.
Nice camera.
Thank you, thank you.
Doing no photos?
Doing some photos and some video and stuff. Is that all right? That's cool, that's cool?
I don't have a problem.
Okay, thank you. Are shirts mandatory here?
I think so.
Okay, I'll keep it on.
I won't say anything.
He's not gonna say anything. We're good. We like Jacob stuff. Is that all right? That's cool, that's cool?
I don't have a problem.
Okay, thank you. Are shirts mandatory here?
I think so.
Okay, I'll keep it on.
I won't say anything.
He's not gonna say anything. We're good. We like Jacob.
Just do it until someone says not to.
Hell yeah. That guy was the nicest person I've ever met in my entire life. So absolutely review busted. Workout complete. I'm sure we'll find better workouts, but it was very good. As far as my rating, here's what I have to say. Make friends with a member at the door and get a free day pass. Surprisingly, almost all of the machines work despite many terrible reviews. Trainers, more like best friends. I had a blast and I got a good workout. 5 stars. I had a flight to catch, so let's go.
And not just any flight. I was determined to find the most unsettling 1-star reviews in the world. So we crossed the pond, unsettling 1-star reviews in the world. So we crossed the pond over to
Norway! Let's go!
I am here at Fresh Fitness in Norway.
And this gym would surprise me.
Messy, unattended, and dirty training center. There is still training clothes everywhere. Drink bottles multiply when the center is closed, and no one takes their shoes home. Well, why are you taking your shoes off in the first place? I've never been to a gym where you gotta take your shoes off, but maybe we'll find out. There's a huge wet puddle of water inside the gym entrance. It's been there for over a week now. The women's changing room smells like poo. I'm not kidding. The gym is extremely dirty, dust everywhere, tissues everywhere. Cleaning spray and paper towels are not replenished. Loads of broken locks, and they haven't been fixed for years. I see mold growing. This was a very detailed review. Oh my God, I can't, dude, I don't even want to go in here. Harry says, dirty, gut bacteria everywhere. First one, is there a mud splash on the floor by the front entrance?
No mud splash, but there was also something else missing.
There's no one working here? It's open till 11, but there's no workers at 8.
Thankfully, that nice lady was kind enough to let us through. Will we find gut bacteria? There is a plethora of dumbbells, multiple racks. Guys, when there's more than one rack, it's a good place to be, am I right? I will say that it did look a little bit bigger on the photos. It always does. Especially when you get that top down. I don't see a single problem right now. But that wouldn't take long. A lot of the reviews mention how it smelt in here. It smells like gym bros and a little bit of sweat. And a little bit of... The reviews weren't just about what was happening on the gym floor. There was multiple reviews about broken locks. Oops, someone's stuff's in there. Apparently, in the female locker room, it smells like poo.
Smells pretty fresh.
The more I looked, the more everything started to make sense. People have said that it's old. They've said it's broken. Wait, this bench is so crooked. Oh my God, that is so beaten up. Let's put it to the test. I see what they're saying. Ew, it tickled me. This thing, a review left was that everything is dusty. You're just stuck doing the exercise a little crooked. That was probably the most one-star thing I have seen all day. But you know what is not one star? These 5-star meals from Flex Pro Meals. If you're anything like me and you just aren't a big fan of cooking your food because it takes time, wastes time, and overall, sometimes it doesn't even taste good, you guys need to go check out Flex Pro Meals. Do you feel safe putting your stuff here?
Yeah, 100%.
Even without a lock?
The one thing that you don't like, what would it be?
Oh, what the heck, dude? So a lot of times I resort to just buying food or eating out at a different restaurant, but the thing is that adds up. It's expensive and it's also never healthy. But luckily with Flex Pro Meals, you can hit your macros for an affordable price. By using code Jesse, you can get 21 regular size meals a week for $5.10 per meal. For basically $5, you're getting a full, amazing, healthy meal packed with protein. This hot honey chicken meal literally has 40 grams of protein and is 420 calories. So talk about healthy, great calories, great macros, great protein, and super easy. You just poke a few holes and microwave it. Crazy thing is that this meal right here would probably take me like 30, 40 minutes to actually properly make, but it's going to take me 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Best part about Flex Pro Meals is that the menu is constantly changing. It changes every single week, so you can never get burnt out. Woohoo! Smells amazing. Oh, that's good. Little taste test for the boys back home. Let me just tell you, it's a lot better from Flex Pro Meals than it would be from me. And little known fact, they actually have the highest amount of protein per meal compared to all of its competitors. So if you guys are interested in getting yourself some Flex Pro Meals and actually being a healthier, better version of yourself, click the first link in my description and make sure you use code Jesse to get 21 meals per week for $5.10. Insane. Thank you, Flex Pro Meals, for sponsoring today's video. Is it true that there's no air conditioning here?
That's true, yeah.
You feel it?
It's like sticky.
Yeah.
What do you think of the smell in here?
It's all right. It's a gym.
It's a gym. And because this is a gym, it only has to do one thing really well. It's so freaking quiet in here. It's awkward. There's no music in this room, and it is extremely quiet and awkward. So I'm gonna work out now. Let's go, baby. 6. One more. Oh, brother. I must say, even though people complain and give a 1-star review about things being dirty, there's people that don't have equipment, there's people that don't have access to gyms, and they still make it happen. So no matter what the reviews are, there is no excuse, no matter what. For my final review, I experienced one of the best spottings of my life. I had a PR on squats. Even though the equipment is old, even though it's beat up, it doesn't matter because everyone's here to work hard, make progress, and overall, just make a difference in their body. And that's what I call a 5-star. 2 gyms and a list of disturbing reviews done. I wish I could tell you from here on out it would be a breeze. I'm really tired. But I was in for a shocking surprise. Barcelona! We're in Spain! Hola! No one's saying hola back. Am I saying the wrong language? Hola. Thank you. We are in Viva Gym. The gym is always full of people, but after 6 p.m., it is impossible. Added to the smell of a zoo cage and the fact that of 2 urinals, one is always broken. There are no dumbbells under 10 kg. People go from one place to another looking for them and taking them because they are not enough. Could you buy more dumbbells? Besides, the terrace is always closed. And if you advertise that you have the space, it wouldn't hurt to be open sometimes. A little bit of false advertisement, it seems like. In the end, I will leave Viva Gym. Nice structure and fairly new machines. However, the water in the showers is cold and the locker locker rooms and the air conditioning is cold. They say to be patient and they will fix it. It looks okay, okay? It honestly looks more like a pharmacy from the outside. The worst gym I've ever been to. Impossible to do almost anything because of the lack of dumbbells, benches, and everything. For the volume of people there is, it is very small. A lot of people go there even during off-peak hours. You lose the desire to train every time you go in there and everything is busy. It happens to me every time I go. I always leave angry. Well, today, I'm gonna make sure I don't leave angry. Buying a day pass, as it turns out, is a lot harder in Spanish. I put my phone number for nombre, but that's name, right? But the staff was helpful and super friendly. What's your name?
Alejandro.
Alejandro. I'm Jesse. Before I get to the reviews, I had to make sure I was fueled up and ready to go. Para tarjeta. What does that mean? Let's go. Dude, this is gonna taste so good. But vending machines aren't my specialty. Did I just buy a towel? I just bought a freaking flag. Viva el gym! I'm so American. At first glance, the gym was incredible.
and some new discoveries. And in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's of course this, the third ever interstellar object, or interstellar comet, discovered back in July of 2025, that scientists have been rushing to study for the past few months. And well, right now the comet has just completed the most intense part of the journey. It passed through its perihelion, or the closest point to the Sun. But unfortunately for us, for this crucial period, it was entirely hidden by the Sun and was only visible from planets like Mars. We've actually discussed the observations from Mars in one of the previous videos in the description. But I mean, just in case you're curious, there was not much to see. But despite of this, a lot of space-based instruments kept their eyes completely locked on this comet, just because this is such a rare event. But now that it's re-emerging from behind the Sun, researchers have a new chance to observe it once again, and we do have some of the first discoveries already. But today we're not really rehashing some of the older facts that as always you can check out in some of the previous videos in the description, and we're not discussing any basic facts. So for example, speed, size, age and so on, all of this was mentioned before. Instead, we're just focusing on some of the most recent updates, and specifically updates that might be a little bit unexpected, and updates that reveal the true nature of this object. But a lot of these discoveries are obviously super exciting just because of how old this comet is believed to be. At 7 billion years old, or possibly even older than that, this is literally a time capsule. It's now releasing material that's billions of years old, giving us unprecedented insight into the ancient history of the galaxy. But what exactly happened during the perihelion, or the closest approach to the Sun? Well, this officially happened on October 29th, or basically just a few days back, and at this point it was about 130 miles or 220 million kilometers away from the Sun, so actually just a little bit farther than planet Earth. And since the comet was hidden from Earth, researchers had to use space observatories such as SOHO and GOES-19. These observatories were perfect because they generally are designed to block the sunlight, because their main mission is to study the solar atmosphere. And so they were able to observe this particular comet and did discover some intriguing facts. And the first discovery here was right before the perihelion. This was like October 20th to 25th. During this time, 3i Atlas underwent a rapid and dramatic brightening. It basically became brighter than ever before, and I think from Mars it would have been absolutely spectacular to see. But this surge in brightness was much steeper than usually seen in most comets, which normally brighten much slower as their ice turns to gas, with one analysis calculating that the brightness increase was so dramatic that here the proportionality was inverse to the distance with a power of 7.5. Or just to rephrase this, something really bizarre was happening on the surface. This was officially reported in this study you can find in the description. But because this is a completely new discovery, nobody has any idea why this happened. We just know that it seems to have dramatically increased its gas emissions as soon as it got closer to the Sun. But on top of this, observations have also revealed that the comet seems to be much bluer than the Sun itself. And this is quite a significant discovery because there is a dramatic color shift from what it was like before. Here it essentially indicates that a lot of volatile molecules such as cyanogen and possibly ammonia were now contributing substantially to the visible light. And so here the strong glow from all of these gases was enough to overpower the typically reddish light that's reflected by the dust. And moreover, this is of course the third color change, because before that the comet was also green for at least a few weeks. The video in the description discusses this a little bit more, and by the way why it was green is still not entirely certain. And so here the observations once again confirm that this comet was intensely active during the flyby, shedding the material way more than a typical comet in the solar system. And this potentially confirms that this is indeed an ancient object that's never actually seen any star before. It was very likely formed on the outskirts of an ancient star system and spent billions of years in complete darkness, which is once again why this comet is so exciting. Here's another really exciting image from the Very Large Telescope, showing us how the comet changed over time and how it even produced an unusual plume facing the Sun. But we also have some additional observations and some additional discoveries coming from the observations by the James Webb. Here, by seeing this comet in the infrared, it was once again confirmed that this comet has been extremely irradiated. Or essentially, during its lonely journey for billions of years, it was constantly bombarded by galactic cosmic rays, with this extremely long exposure fundamentally changing the materials on its surface through an extremely slow chemical process that took billions of years, which resulted in the development of a very thick and difficult to penetrate crust that was estimated to be anywhere from 50 to 65 feet or 15 to 20 meters deep. And so had we actually landed on this comet when it was still far away from the Sun, we would have actually found ourselves on a very bizarre object. object containing super ancient crust produced by the interaction with the cosmic rays. And this irradiation process explains one of the comet's earliest unusual chemical detections, which you can also see in this graph. The extreme levels of carbon dioxide enrichment that was actually kind of difficult to explain at first. And so here billions of years of interactions of carbon monoxide with the cosmic ray radiation as the comet traveled across the galaxy resulted in all of this carbon monoxide turning into carbon dioxide, which is why it was observed instead of the Mars. And for astronomers, this is actually a bit of a paradigm shift. It just taught us something new. It means that the gas and ice we see venting from comets, in most cases, seems to be processed material, usually a product of extremely long journeys, with the surface interacting with the cosmic rays for a very long time. And so it's not actually pristine material after all, and very likely different from the material that produced the original star system. So here we're talking about something that has been chemically modified for a very long time. And in this case, if scientists want to find clues about its birthplace, here we would have to hope that some of this intense solar heating during the perihelion was strong enough to potentially erode some of this external crust and expose some of the untouched ice or primordial ice underneath. So right now we don't really know exactly what we're going to see. Nevertheless, 3i Atlas still offers us unique information, including, as I mentioned previously in one of the videos in the description, slightly higher levels of nickel compared to the comets in the solar system. And so here we have at least some hints on what some other star systems might be made out of, but obviously nothing concrete yet. But then there was another study that proposed something really intriguing in regards to these comets. So basically here the question is, why is studying these interstellar comets even important? Well, here it might challenge our understanding of how planets may form. And that's because in the standard model of planet formation, usually dust and small particles stick together to eventually form planetary bodies. But here in this proposition, there's this one small problem. It's referred to as the 1 meter barrier. Once objects reach about 1 meter in size, they tend to bounce off and shatter upon collision instead of sticking together, which of course raises a question. How do planets form then? And some of the recent models suggest that a lot of interstellar objects, due to their omnipresence in space, could potentially be gravitationally captured by some of these dusty disks around young stars, and then potentially act as a kind of a foundation for a new planet, or basically act as a kind of a seed onto which other material can then suddenly start building up. And this is actually crucial because in this case, it dramatically speeds up planetary formation process, with this particular bizarre capture mechanism potentially explaining why some of the larger planets like Jupiter seem to be found more commonly around stars much more massive than the Sun. In this case, the higher mass star is simply more efficient at capturing these interstellar objects, and thus is better at forming large planets. But for now this is a hypothesis, even though it does explain one major problem with planetary formation models. Without actual simulations and without observations from somewhere else, it would be difficult to prove this. Nevertheless, if this is correct, it means that even planets like Earth potentially formed when 4.5 billion years ago some kind of an interstellar comet approached the Sun a little bit too close and essentially served as a seed for the formation of our own planet. But when it comes to additional observations, well, technically they're all going to start now that the comet Sun, the second phase of observations is going to begin. And the first post-perihelion viewing was right here. This is during Halloween, captured by the Lowell Observatory's Discovery Telescope. Now it still looks like comet and obviously not some kind of an alien spacecraft, so that's the good news. But the much better news is that it should now be also visible to even amateur telescopes in most of the locations in the northern hemisphere. And though it's still going to be kind of difficult to see, appearing as a kind of a visible smudge, usually in the morning twilight, as the comet moves northwards, it will actually become slightly easier to see, which means that we're going to get more and more images in the next few weeks. And so right now a lot of different space telescopes and ground telescopes are trying to conduct as many observations as possible. So here we're talking about both the Hubble and the James Webb, solar observatories like SOHO and Punch, and even interplanetary missions like Lucy and Psyche. These missions are going to be passing through the cometary tail, and so they're going to be providing some of the chemical data in the next few months. But some of the most exciting opportunities are going to be in approximately 1 month from when I'm making this video. That's because 3i Atlas is going to make its closest approach to our planet on December 19th. And so during this time we're probably going to get a lot of different pictures and a lot of additional footage. And hopefully around the same time, we'll also get some data from the Clipper mission that's going to fly through and hopefully collect some of the samples from the cometary plasma tail and return the data for scientists to analyze. And well then, by March 2026, it's going to be already near Jupiter. At this point it's going to be practically impossible to see, and because it's moving so fast, it's never going to return. And so right now we only have like a couple of months to collect as much data as possible, because as soon as it's far enough, it's no longer going to be visible. But based on all of these observations, it once again confirms that this is a really bizarre and very unexpected comet. For example, just the fact that it changes colors 3 times and dramatically brightened near the sun is already kind of difficult to explain and will require additional studies and additional data that we just don't have right now. On top of this, the discovery of the irradiated crust, that's at least several meters deep, fundamentally shifts how we should be analyzing these objects, because it's not really primordial crust and has been formed by billions of years of exposure. And so this comet is not just an amazing sight, this is one of the most exciting objects to visit the solar system in the last decade. But here we do have to get comfortable with the idea known as negative capability. Basically being comfortable with uncertainties, mysteries, and possibly never actually having all of the answers. Since we only have a couple of months left to study this, there's a chance that some of these questions will never be answered at all. Nevertheless, we'll definitely come back and discuss this comet a few more times, just because this is super exciting for astronomy, and there are just so many things that scientists are hoping to see in the next few weeks. Until then, thank you for watching, check out previous videos in the description, come back tomorrow to learn something else, support this channel on Patreon where you can find additional videos without any ads and can DM me directly, or by joining the channel membership that grants you early access. You can also buy the wonderful Person t-shirt in the description below. Stay wonderful, I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, bye bye. Hello wonderful person, this is Anton, and today we're going to be venturing millions of years in our past to explore a kind of a hidden, insidious threat that may have secretly and accidentally shaped the evolution of our species. And more importantly, it might have directly led to certain abilities that we possess as humans, and certain things that we can do, but a lot of our cousins, such as for example chimps and gorillas, can't. And that particular secret threat may be lead poisoning. Something that is kind of difficult to imagine, and something that might sound kind of silly, but something that was thoroughly explored in this study by Renaud, Joanne, Bayo, and the team you see here, with some really exciting and somewhat unusual discoveries. But I guess first, let's start with some baby steps. So let's start with this idea of lead exposure and lead poisoning. And today this is sort of considered to be maybe some kind of a recent problem. Or just to rephrase this, we imagine this to be an industrial era problem, mostly related to, for example, old paint, or even leaded gasoline, that began to be phased out only in the 1980s. And we know the exposure to lead gas, for example, led to some major problems in the past, with a lot of developmental problems that it actually ended up causing in many different countries. But history books tell us that this large-scale human contamination technically started with classical antiquity and medieval smelting. So the idea of lead poisoning existed for at least a few hundred years. But this particular study is exciting because it's actually partially based on anthropology. It's based on the analysis and the discoveries from not just hundreds of years ago, but thousands and even millions of years ago. And that's because here they focused on some of the artifacts and even some of the samples from our ancient ancestors and different types of hominids. And just as a reminder, when we say hominids, we usually refer to a lot of different species, including all of the great apes, obviously humans, but also some of the extinct species such as the Neanderthals and Denisovans. As a matter of fact, when it comes to hominids, we do have a lot of distant cousins. And so, based on some of the really old evidence, in this particular study, researchers actually found evidence that this idea of lead exposure was a constant, pervasive evolutionary pressure, even for some of our ancient ancestors and relatives, possibly for over 2 million years. And more importantly, this ancient environmental toxin may also explain a crucial genetic differences between modern humans, so here we're talking about Homo sapiens, and our closest extinct cousins, Neanderthals and Denisovans. And the key discovery here actually came from teeth. And this is what this particular picture is showing us. And that's because teeth are usually a remarkable time capsule. As a matter of fact, even when bones disappear, teeth can still survive and still remain in fossilized rocks. But at the same time, teeth, just like trees, grow in layers. Layers that resemble tree rings and that permanently record precise chemical environment of every single individual during their development. So basically, if someone took your tooth and looked at it by analyzing every layer, you would actually be able to tell quite a lot about your history, and more importantly about all kinds of stuff you might have eaten and conditions you might have lived in. And that's because teeth tend to absorb a lot of different chemicals. And so here one of the ideas behind this research was to essentially prove that lead exposure was not just a recent phenomenon, but was something our species had to deal with for a very long time. And so here they analyzed 51 fossil teeth from 7 different hominid and primate groups, with some of these fossils going back 2 million years. And here this included different species. Obviously humans, but also Australopithecus africanus, Gigantopithecus blacki, and of course Neanderthals. And all of these fossils came from diverse regions across 3 different continents: Africa, Asia, and Europe. And in order to analyze the teeth, researchers used a technique known as laser ablation, basically using a precision laser to try to etch tiny lines across the surface, mapping the chemical composition layer by layer. And in this case, laser ablation revealed that pretty much most of the species had at least some lead exposure. 73% of all ancient specimens showed clear signs of episodic lead exposure at some point in life, strongly supporting the idea that lead contamination was not some kind of an isolated recent phenomenon, but was actually something that was pretty common for all species going back millions of years. And that's because lead is naturally very widespread in a lot of Earth's crust. So things like volcanic emissions, erosions, and wildfires can actually accumulate a lot of lead in soil and water, which then results in lead exposure in different species. So for example, drinking some kind of a contaminated water source will definitely produce these effects. But interestingly, the exposure here was not chronic. As a lot of these samples show us, this seemed to be very episodic and usually involved very acute spikes. Or just to rephrase this, here lead exposure and lead poisoning was not a continuous event, but seems to have happened just once or twice, and involved huge amounts of lead that then becomes visible in some of the layers of teeth. And so one of the samples here from the Gigantopithecus blacki, a giant ape from 1.8 million years ago, actually showed an impressive number of repeated acute exposures, suggesting that this happened at least several times. And interestingly, the amount of lead this particular ape was exposed to was very similar to a very high industrial amount that some of the humans got exposed in modern times, usually because of some kind of an accident. And because a lot of these records were very sharp and very sudden, this confirmed that the lead in this case came from an external source and very likely from water or food, and was a kind of a biogenic signal, not just contamination that seeped into fossil later on. Or essentially here, it was really the ape consuming something, and not the lead seeping in after the ape already died. And so if our ancestors were constantly exposed to at least some of these potent neurotoxins for millions of years, we then have this new question. Did our genes adapt to cope with this somehow? Or did we evolve somehow to deal with this over time? Mostly because lead is an extremely potent toxin, and there are quite a lot of studies like this one right here you can find in the description that explore the idea behind lead toxicity and show us how dangerous it can be for any complex animal. And this is where this study gets kind of exciting because it then becomes a genetic analysis. an analysis of genetic differences between modern humans and some of the archaic hominids that may still exist or might have gone extinct. And there's actually one gene that kind of makes us very different from our closest cousins, Neanderthals. We've discussed this in one of the recent videos where scientists actually took this gene and they introduced it into mice, with mice then really becoming super weird. This is actually a pretty cool study, and I do suggest watching that video because it was kind of fascinating. But the gene in question is referred to as NOVA1, neuro-oncological ventral antigen 1, that distinguishes modern humans from many other species, including Neanderthals. And this is a very interesting gene because here it expresses quite strongly in the central nervous system. And so it's absolutely essential for neurodevelopment and for basically making our brains the way they are. It acts as a major regulator, it controls how brain cells process and use genetic instructions, and it does a lot of different things we're still learning about. But in essence, NOVA1 gene is one of those genes that makes humans humans. And so the modern human version of the NOVA1 gene has a very tiny, unique alteration, actually a single amino acid, that is not found in other species like Neanderthals and Denisovans. But this unique mutation seems to be found in most of the modern human population, with only like 6 people found so far that had a slightly different mutation in the world. And on top of this, as we discussed in that previous video, NOVA1 is also linked to the regulation of another famous gene, FOXP2, something that's directly associated with the development of human speech and human cognition and our exceptional language abilities. And it's actually the disruption of FOXP2 that very often causes severe speech and language disorders in humans. But we know that surprisingly, both Denisovans and Neanderthals had a very similar version of FOXP2 gene compared to what we have as well. And this suggests that the real evolutionary advantage was not the difference of this gene, but potentially NOVA1 and its interaction with the environment during the brain development. Or just to once again rephrase this, here the effects of NOVA1 gene were potentially a lot more crucial and may have actually guided the evolution of humans in a certain direction. But in this study they didn't stop at this. They did not stop at just suggestions or hypotheses, they actually created a super cool experiment. They wanted to test this critical gene-environment interaction, and they did this by using cutting-edge experiments in biology, a lab-grown model of a human brain called brain organoids. We briefly discussed these in some of the previous videos in the description, but essentially these are like miniature brains, usually containing actual neurons, that exist independent of anything else and independent of any body, and are only used for research in order to test various ideas and in order to test, for example, drugs. And so in this study they decided to create certain organoids using human stem cells that carried either modern version of the NOVA1 gene or the archaic version from Neanderthals. And that's basically what you see in this image. And then they decided to expose both versions to small amounts of lead, actually similar concentrations to those seen in actual cases of children being exposed to lead. And here there was a really surprising discovery in terms of resilience. In the brain organoids carrying the ancient NOVA1 variant, the one from Neanderthals, lead exposure severely disrupted the expression of the crucial FOXP2 gene, in essence causing serious brain disorders. And so here this ancient variant of NOVA1 failed to protect the brain from lead-induced neuronal stress. And since NOVA1 is considered to be a kind of a master regulator, any kind of exposure to lead in this case would basically result in some major disorders, mostly related to the brain, but something that could possibly even become fatal. In sharp contrast, the organoids with the modern human version of NOVA1 were surprisingly much less stressed by this neurotoxicity and were able to survive lead exposure much easier, which was a pretty shocking result but also led to a very important conclusion. A conclusion in regards to human evolution. And so being exposed to lead for millions of years may have actually acted as a very strong negative evolutionary pressure for any hominid that did not contain a specific mutation on their NOVA1 gene. It disrupted the FOXP2 gene, which was linked to cognition, language, social cohesion, and very likely a lot of other things, which means that all of our cousins that had that ancient NOVA1 gene would have faced potential survival disadvantage when exposed to the same lead toxins. And so individuals with this ancient gene version might have suffered developmental deficits, impacting their learning, social interaction, or communication skills, all of which were basically essential for group survival. And because hominids were always sort of groupies, it meant that humans had this very bizarre and very accidental evolutionary advantage. The modern Nova1 gene that all humans possess seems to offer a lot of protection against these neurotoxic effects and seems to provide humans with a very unusual and very substantial advantage. Advantage that allowed us to survive and proliferate and possibly just made us a little bit better at all of these cognitive abilities. And so here this very simple environmental toxin, lead, played a significant and previously unknown role in shaping our cognitive and social capabilities over millions and millions of years. With all of this actually being reinforced by a lot of other studies on the Nova1 gene, especially the study involving mice I mentioned previously, with that video in the description. And this by itself is a pretty interesting study and does discover something that I guess nobody actually expected. This research doesn't just rewrite our evolutionary history, it also helps us understand that these environmental contaminants in theory can have long-lasting profound effects on the fundamental molecular pathways of brain development that can have significant evolutionary consequences. And many different studies on exposure to lead in young children have basically shown that it seems to lead to a lot of disruptions of brain development, disrupted cognitive abilities, altered behavior, and lack of social skills. But because of this new study, it essentially tells us that it was really because of our very unique genes, and in this case accidental mutations, that we might have been born with a slight protection against lead, providing us with a slight boost compared to our cousins. And so here there's a direct link between the environment and the evolution of human brain. But based on this study, we now need to have even more studies specifically trying to identify the exact pathways through which genes like Nova1 regulate other key development factors like FOXP2 and other genes, especially in response to toxins. Because one day we may even find a way to possibly treat all of these problems, or at least make lead just a little bit less deadly. But here I guess the other implication is that a lot of the complex traits we take for granted, so for example speaking, singing, communicating with your friends, or typing silly comments on YouTube, may have all been selected for because of this very bizarre resilience against poisons that was caused by a genetic mutation in a single gene. A gene that we're still trying to understand, but a gene that seems to be absolutely crucial for being a human. So, pretty cool story, or I guess a pretty cool study. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I mean, this is a pretty groundbreaking discovery, but we don't really know what else is going to be discovered from this. But I'm sure based on this study, we might discover something else super exciting pretty soon. And so once we have something else, we'll come back and discuss this more in some of the future videos. Until then, thank you for watching, subscribe, come back tomorrow to learn something else, support this channel on Patreon where you can find additional videos without any ads and can DM it directly, or by joining channel membership that grants you early access. Additionally, you can also buy the Wonderful Person t-shirt in the description below. Stay wonderful, I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, bye bye.